Hi, everybody. So this is a quick tutorial on how to use the Canva templates that we've developed for you. The screen that you're seeing right now is the screen that you see when you log in with the login details that I've provided. What you will see here is that there's a number of designs that have been made using the templates that we've created. These designs have been created by the different teams who have been using the new templates so far. Meta Greece, Meta Germany, Meta Italy, and so on, and also our DiEM groups. And this is the first thing, like I said, that you're going to see when you land and you log in. And one of the things that is very important for you to remember is that whenever you are creating a new design, and I will go through the templates just in a moment, whenever you create a new design using the templates, it's very important that you always name it so that it's clear who made it, right? So for example, here, this one does not have a title. It mentions here that it's Italy, right? So that's quite clear. It mentions here that it's Greece, so that's really, it's really clear who's made it. But it's also very important to name the designs so that it doesn't just say copy of, etc., etc. Because every time you make a copy of an existing template, it will start, the file name will start with copy of. So just make sure you always name your designs. Now, I'm going to go quickly through the templates. On the left-hand side here, you have the menu templates. Then at the bottom, you have the brand templates. These are the templates that Lucas and I have designed for you. One of the things to keep in mind is that there are square templates, and then there are vertical templates. And then you have also horizontal templates, right? So the vertical templates are for thumbnails, for reels, and for stories. And the square templates are for Instagram posts, Twitter posts, Facebook posts. So just keep that in mind whenever you're using them and so on and posting. There's a variety of different templates to cover different uses. So you are, just to go through it quickly, you have, if I click on the first template, all you have to do is click use this template. And it opens up a copy of the template, like I said, and all you do is you just rename it here first and foremost. So I'm just going to call it a test. And this is a copy, so you don't have to worry about editing any of this because the original template will not be modified, right? So this is now your design that you're working through. And here you have a bunch, you can scroll down, you have the same kind of design with different color palettes from our branding. And all you have to do is, there's a filter, you drag and drop you drag the filter away, and then you go into your uploads. So these are all the uploaded images that every time you want to upload a new image, you just drag it here from your desktop or wherever you have it saved, and then it will upload. And then all you have to do is drag and drop until it does that. So when the image is replaced, right? So then all you have to do is move the filter back over, and there you have it. You have that image. One of the things you can do is if you double click on it, you can drag the image to the side, and you can also amplify it and reduce it in size. So you can make the image fit however you want it to fit, right? And then you just drag the filter back over. Here you just double click and you can edit the text. Make sure that the first line is always capitalized. Second line can be not capitalized, lowercase. So, for example, as you can see, you can adjust the borders. You can also increase or decrease the size of the text. You can do it like this or by highlighting the text and then going over there and doing it. You have here all the other options that you can use to center the text, to align it to the left or to the right, that kind of thing. And then you can obviously move the text up and down, right? The important thing to remember is to always never put your text too close to the borders. It doesn't matter if it's the left border, the right border, or the bottom. Make sure that there's a bit of space in between so it looks a bit neater. And then that's pretty much it. Once you've got your design, whether in this with these colors or whatever it is. You just go into here, share, and then you can click download, and you can download it. If it's for social media, always download it as a PNG. You can then choose which pages you want to download. So if you've only edited the page 1 and that's the design you've gone with, you can just click that page 1 and then click done and then press download, right? And then it will download the file onto your laptop. So that's just something to keep in mind about that, so that you don't end up, so because by default you will download all the pages, right? And maybe you've only edited one of the pages, so you don't have to. You're not going to use all of them, so just make sure you only take the ones that you've actually edited, right? That will make it much easier for you. Yeah, there's other formats as well that you can print it in, PDF and so on. But if your main use is social media, just always have it as a PNG and then take it from there, and then you will be able to access it. One of the things that you can do as well is that as you're creating a design, you can also share it with Lucas and I if you want. So if you want to share it with us, then we might be able to also use your templates and use your designs. And then you can also use any designs that we make, but you have to manually come here and click to share with DiEM and Meta team. Actually, we need to change that to DiEM only, DiEM Comms as opposed to Meta, because Meta, everybody else is using one account just to make it easy for you guys to exchange designs and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is the first design. This you would use for a story, for example. You can then include a link to an external website in your story, or even without the link, you can just post it with whatever you want to write on here. Whether it's we've collected signatures to run in the elections in Germany or whatever. You know what I mean. Okay, so I'm gonna exit from that, and you have a bunch of other templates as well. I won't go through all of them, but I'll just tell you what they're about. The functionality is essentially the same. You have a filter. You can drag and drop the image. This one is for website articles. You might already use it, but if you just want to share an image with a filter or an image without a filter, you can click on this and then follow the same instructions as before. Now, this one is exactly the same as this one, except it's square. So like I said, it's for an Instagram post, a Facebook post, or a Twitter post. Same for the quotes. So you have vertical quotes, which you can, for example, use as thumbnails for reels. And then you have square quotes, which you can use, if there's a particular speaker at an event or a particular quote you want to share. You can edit the text and replace the image as well in the same exact way as I've shown you before. Here you have carousels. So carousels are a bunch of, I'll show you this one because it's a bit different. Functionality is essentially the same. So you have the picture, you have the title of your carousel. You can drag and drop an image like after moving the filter. And then there's like there's 5 pages, including the end page, that we've created for you. But this text is, it's just random text, right? So you can come here if there's an article from in Dutch or an article in Italian or an article in, I don't know, Greek or something, and you want to make use of this template. This is for Instagram Reels, Instagram carousels. So then you simply just take the content from the website article that you published, and then you can either put all of it in there or create a shortened version of it. And you can duplicate pages by clicking this button, or you can delete pages, right? So if you want to duplicate a page, you can click duplicate and it just duplicates the page, right? So five pages should be enough for you. If it's not enough for you, you can duplicate and then edit the text and add more. Or if 5 pages is too much, you just delete the ones you don't need, like so. And let's say that your carousel is only 3 pages, or 2 pages, then that's it. And right now there's 2 text pages with an end page. If you want to add another one, you can just click on that, and then it's pretty self-explanatory. And then again, to download, you just go here. In this particular case, you can download all of them because you're going to be using all of them, that unless you've deleted some. But you can download, and it will go into your laptop, desktop, or wherever it is that you've chosen to save your files. Then we have YouTube thumbnails. This is for like videos that if you have a YouTube account, it's important. Again, you click use templates and you go on it. And here you have with filters, without filters. And we're going to be adding a few more versions of this to this template that you can then choose which one you use with different filters, different colors for the banner here on the left-hand side. And just keep in mind, this is always for the title of the event. Again, look as we've done it here, make sure that there's a border so that the text is not like that. Or in worst cases where it's completely not aligned, make sure that it's always aligned, and make sure, and you can see the lines, these purple lines, you can see when it's aligned and when it isn't. And here you can include names of speakers and so on. Here you can just drag and drop an image that you want to represent the event. And then here you can move this slightly smaller or bigger, but don't never do something like that. Or just make sure that it's not huge, or that there's some space in between, right? Yeah. So this is like for YouTube events, YouTube videos that you want with a title and with an image. And always make sure that all the letters are capitalized here. So make sure everything is capitalized. So you don't have a mix of capitalized like uppercase and lowercase. So make sure that it's always like this for YouTube. And and again, you also have a couple of other templates here, just simple images, vertical and square, to use as you want. You have also here breaking news. So you have a vertical and a square again. Let's go on the vertical one. So with this template, it's this is an image. So it's like a screenshot of a headline. And what you might probably use it the most for is things like this here, where you have a headline of a newspaper, and then in the background you have an image of somebody who's illustrating that. I guess this is an official, a German intelligence officer or something, or a politician. And then here you have a screenshot of a DiEM25 tweet. It could be a tweet by Meta Greece, Meta Italy, you know what I mean. And then you can just drag and drop the image onto there, so that it's you can share this as a story. So it's DiEM25 or Meta 25 commenting on a headline with an image to illustrate the point. Again, make sure that you don't do something like that. Whenever sometimes people do things like this, just keep it centralized or centered, even not centralized, and it will look nicer. You can even lower it a bit if you want, depending on the image that you have in the background, right? So yeah, here again, you also have a headline. It could be a headline of a newspaper, and then you might want to comment on it after with a tweet or something. But I think this is probably what you're going to be using the most, and it's really, really quite an interesting way of using it, basically. Again, there's a couple of other templates you can mess around with. Yeah. All right. And then you have this one, which is for like events. So if there's like a big event that you want to announce, you can click on it, and then you can just change the text of the event, the date, and so on. So yeah, that's what you should go with if it's an event. If it's like a specific event that you want something specifically designed for, that the templates will cover, get in touch with us and we can make something, or we can, or maybe you can work with a designer using the branding guidelines to make something that suits your needs, like a poster or something. But this is just for social media, right? So anything else, please get in touch with us. Also, if there are uses that you can think of that are not covered by these templates, let us know. And then we will see what we can do to create a couple more. But right now, this should cover your basic needs. Now, as I said earlier, one of the things that you will see when you log in is this, right? So all of the copies that I've made now, right here, it's as if I'm going to delete them just so not to be confusing, because I actually didn't use them. But what you will see is designs made by other people, right? By other users using the same login. So you have an example here, which I've actually already told Federico about. Not this particular example, but where there's too much text. In some of these instances, there's a lot of text, I'll just go on it to show you. there's too much text, and the text is way too close to the borders. You know, like Gaza should be much smaller than that, and this text should be all capitalized, not written in this format. If there's a smaller, for example, if there's like for example, in this case, it's okay that this is all uppercase, but this should all be lowercase. For example, you know, or like here, it's this should be uppercase and this should be lowercase as it is. But again, too much text. Try to make sure that there's not ever too much text. Try to make sure that the logo is not too close to the borders. And in fact, you don't need to use the logo all the time. Use it sparingly, maybe for official statements and so on, because people already know it's coming from us. When you share on social media, aside from Facebook, where people can still download the images very easily. But try to avoid this situation where the text is way too close to the border. Try to avoid having too much text on it. Again, here you see just something to avoid. And again, you see, don't use the logo on this kind of graphic. All right. Yeah, you also have a quotes template, which is usually for like thumbnails. Like I was saying earlier, you can edit the text of the thumbnail. When you upload a video on Instagram, a reel, you can then actually go in as you're publishing it. Just before you hit publish, there's a function where you can crop the image and you can make sure you can preview how it will look on when it's posted, when people are like scrolling. Because when people are scrolling, you don't see the whole vertical image. You see like the middle of it, right? So make sure that you can use that every time you export and you're uploading an image for a thumbnail of a reel. Make sure that you can first preview it to see how it's going to look, and if it's not good enough, you can, if it's not centered enough, you can go back into Canva, move the elements around, whether it's the image or the text, so that it fits perfectly where you want it to fit. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. One of the basic mistakes to avoid are simply not putting the text too close to the borders, not having the logo huge. If you do use it, make sure it's small and it's kind of classy, and so on and so forth. Like the last thing I'm going to mention, just to make this quite easy and quick, and if you have any questions, you can always message us, Lucas or Rai, about it, is that on the left-hand side here of the menu, if you're not familiar with this, you can upload your own images to here, right? So you can just drag and drop images. You also have other elements that you might want to use. You probably won't need to, but they're just here in case. And then if you click brand, you have everything there. You have our logos, you have our color palettes, you have a bunch of images that we've uploaded that you might want to use. I mean, there's just sort of generic images that might be useful for you, like a protest and stuff like that. And then here you have graphics, which you can also make use of. Like I said, try to not, if you do make something, try to follow the guidelines and the appeal of the templates. Don't just put like something random here or something like that. These are here in case you want to create your own designs that don't look like the templates per se. But if I were, start with the templates, start by not moving too many things around. We've created them for that reason, to ensure some consistency. So, just you have plenty of template designs. So, you can use that to just adjust the content and then export it, and then you can publish it. Right, so I think that's pretty much it from what I wanted to add about how to use the branding guidelines and how to use the templates on Canva. If you have any particular questions, you can let us know. One of the things that is interesting is that, of course, because you're all accessing via the same account, you have access to each other's designs. Right, so you have a particular, so if you see Greece or Italy, try not to if you like what you see, instead of clicking on it and editing that original design that they've made, you can click on the three dots here at the top of, and you can just make a copy of it, and you can edit that copy, right? You rename it and then you edit it. Don't go on, let's say, for example, let's say I'm a Dutch DiEM Netherlands social media person, and I'm coming and I'm like, okay, I come here and I say, okay, I want to edit this template. If I edit this template now, the Italian team will change the original, right? So you shouldn't do that. What you should do is just go on there and then create a copy that you can edit yourself for your own purposes, and then change the language and edit the text and stuff. So, it's useful to share it, to have access to each other's designs. Just make sure you don't delete each other's designs and stuff like that. I know it's very basic, but these things can happen because the account will be used by several people. And if you encounter any issues like that where your designs are being deleted, please let us know. Or please let us know and we'll try and address it. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. I don't want to go into too much detail. Make sure you also have access to the branding guidelines document. So if in doubt about how to use the font or things like that, let us know. But otherwise, you can ask us. You can just use the existing templates as they are, so that no mistakes are going to be made there, and to make sure that there's a visual consistency across the board. Again, if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, just let us know. And otherwise, happy, what's the word? Internet publishing. That sounds really boring and old. Happy publishing, happy posting, I guess. Thanks.